Hey again, channel friends, Ajay here. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. I've been lucky enough to have some work come back in to keep me busy. And anyway, today I would like to share with you a technique I've been using for quite a while now on tempo mapping. So let me take you through the steps. Okay, so I've got Studio One set up here with an acoustic guitar track that will be tempo mapping today. Okay, so it's just a simple little acoustic guitar track here that I'll be putting drums to. So the first thing I like to do, grab my metronome and get a basic tempo of what's happening here. So this metronome has a little tap tempo button here, and I just basically play the track along and get the tempo. So let me turn it on first. Okay, so here we go. Okay, it's showing about 126 BPM, so let's just give it a test here. Okay, so that one is by the looks of it here, 123 BPM. So what we do is, or what I do is I go over to Studio One and just enter that in the tempo down the bottom here. 123. So in step 2, I'll create a track and record with my sticks and play along to the scratch guitar track. So this helps me get the tempo pretty right. For instance, if the guitarist, obviously when you're playing something in, you're not really, I guess when you're songwriting, you're not really thinking of how fast or whether you're slowing down or speeding up in a chorus, for instance. You're just putting the idea down. And this is just a way for me to grab, I guess, the feel of what's happening. So I'll just use my drumsticks and record me clicking the drumsticks together along with the guitar scratch track. So let me do that for you now. So now we have a nice tempo track here to work with that actually flows with the guitar playing. So the feel is actually kept. So now what I'm going to do is group both of these tracks together for editing. So we do that by holding down Control on a Mac or Command on a PC and choose Group Selected Tracks. And I'm just going to call this tempo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the tempo track we just recorded and put it at the top, which will be closer to the ruler, which is showing bars at the moment. You can change this down the bottom here by going and selecting bars if it's on seconds from before, as it usually is. So just change it to bars there so you can see that. We've grouped these two tracks together. So you'll see now once I grab the bend tool here and zoom in a little bit here so we can get it right on the end, right on the start of the click, you'll notice that as soon as you click down, it will add a bend marker there for you. Now, if I move this marker here on the tempo track, you'll notice that both the guitar track and the tempo track move together. So let me zoom out a little bit and do that for you. You can see they both move together. Okay, so the next step is to obviously put each one of these clicks from the drumsticks we've just recorded on the beat. So I don't ever do this automatically. So what I mean by that is I don't ever go to the bend marker tool here and have it analyze each hit and put a bend marker in there. I've just found it a lot quicker to actually do it by hand. And also too, as we get on with the track, you'll notice that, for instance, there's a key change in this, and it seemed to go a little bit faster. So we want to make sure that we capture that and not have the computer analyze that as, you know, a different tempo, and it'll change the whole feel. We don't want that. So what I normally do is I go through and I edit each one of these on the grid. So it might take you a little bit of extra time to do the editing, but at the end of the day, you'll get something that feels quite good instead of something that's all robotic and messy. So let's just figure out where beat 1 is. So you can see right there, I didn't come in at the start. I never ever do that. For some reason, it always seems to line up okay. As long as you have the transient here on the downbeat of the recording. So what I'm going to do is just slightly move that onto the beat here. So like that. So then I'll go through and make sure that the downbeat here, which is the 1 of the bar, add a marker and then simply push it across. And so you can see here, it's starting to line up a little better. So again, at the start of the transient, add a marker, and then push it into line. So once more, go right here, add a marker, and push it across to the bar. So in this short example, you'll see that the click is exactly in time with 123 beats per minute, and the guitar track and the click that we've recorded follows the tempo now. Okay, and we can check this by turning the metronome on and having it click through, and you'll hear that the clicks we recorded now line up with the tempo ruler. Okay, for step 4, after you've gone through and put each one of these in time with the grid at the top here, keeping in mind of the parts that sped up and maybe slowed down in tempo, to maintain some feel, we want to keep a lot of that. So in step 4, what I normally do is I go through and say, for instance, there's a chorus that the guitar is sped up a bit, and sometimes you just need that in a chorus just to make it sort of push into the beat a little bit better. And so that's when you can come into the tempo track here. Again, if it's not showing on your system, it normally doesn't under normal circumstances, but you can just get the second ruler here and use the tempo track. So let's say this is the bridge of the song and we want it to speed up ever so slightly just in that section. So what you do is you just click on the start of the bridge here and it adds a node for the tempo. And now let's say it goes for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we only want to speed it up ever so slightly. So what we can do is move your mouse cursor until it gets these brackets as the icon. And now what you can do is you can just simply hold and drag that up to the tempo that you need. So we only want to push it up 2 beats. But that's usually enough to give it a little bit of a little bit more feel. And therefore, once it gets to the end of the bridge, and let's say it's into a chorus, okay, it'll slow back down to 123 beats per minute. So that way it maintains some of the feel. So just to recap, number 1, use a metronome to establish the tempo. Second, record a tempo track along with the guitar. Thirdly, group the tracks together and use the bend tool to snap the clicks to the grid, and then add tempo changes to suit the song. Thanks again for watching. I hope this is helpful in some way. Please let me know how you go in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.